uh, as I hope people know, is what enshrined the precedent of birthright citizenship. That if you're born in the United States, you are an American citizen. It says in the 14th Amendment that if you're born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, you are an American citizen. It seems pretty clear. But what was going on was some people were contesting that for Chinese, and it is actually the clause subject to the jurisdiction thereof that's in the 14th Amendment that became the heart of this case that the Justice Department was trying to, it was kind of a test case that they wanted to, there was kind of pressure on the Justice Department to kind of bring this case, and it was actually fascinating because you can kind of, there was this kooky lawyer in San Francisco who kind of started to circulate this theory, and his case was that, because Chinese who were born here, their parents were subjects of the Chinese Empire, and he was trying to make the case that as a result they should be kind of disqualified because they're not subject to the jurisdiction thereof. And actually the Trump administration's case against birthright citizenship today actually relies on that same clause, trying to make that case. And so went all the way to the Supreme Court. Wong Kim Ark was born in San Francisco above the store that his parents had, and he would go back and forth to China, and when he came back, this kind of fateful sort of moment when he kind of became part of history. He had brought with him these kind of testimony, kind of witness statements from people who knew his parents and that they could say that he was born in the United States.
He tried to prepare himself just in case when he comes back.
Right. You needed to kind of bring these affidavits. So he was detained, and they decided to make him this kind of test case, went all the way to the Supreme Court. The thing that's kind of fascinating about the decision is the kind of, when you read the decision, one of the kind of real kind of tipping point in the argument is this realization that if they ruled that Wong Kim Ark was not an American citizen, it would endanger the citizenship of hundreds of thousands of, Irish American, like German American, like people who were also, the children of immigrants who came around the same time as the Chinese and were born in the United States. And this was kind of an idea that was just beyond the pale. If you read the decision, it was just like this. They traced the kind of common law doctrine behind citizenship and kind of examining birthright citizenship within all these kind of legal precedent. But they were also just kind of thinking about the practical implications of this, and this idea that like hundreds of thousands, millions of Irish Americans and others would not be able to be citizens was just kind of, was chaos and just kind of beyond the pale. And so that was really kind of, to me, when I read the decision, one of the deciding factors.